What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another interesting and creepy TikTok lined up for you guys. Those of you who haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Like and subscribe to my channel and help me build this channel from the ground up. Let's get right into the video.
You're gonna have to take the mark if you want to be able to buy or sell. Check this out, it's already in place, guys.
So look at this. You're in London, you're on a business trip, you're staying in Greenwich, and you want to buy some food. So you go into the local Aldi's, like this one, and you think, I'm going to go in here and buy some food so that I can feed myself. And then you approach the barrier, and look, you can't even get in the shop without having a QR code to scan here or to scan here.
So the system's already in place. What do you guys think? The Bible does talk about it in the book of Revelation. You're gonna have to have a mark to be able to buy or sell. And look at this, you cannot even enter the store. You can't even enter. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this is the precursor? Let me know. Comment below and make sure that you follow this account. It's crazy.
And that right there, people, is how everything is going to start. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to go to any pharmacy, get any medicine. So how are you supposed to survive? Or if your child is sick, you won't be able to get in if you don't have the mark.
Upgrade coming this fall that they're going to actually put ChatGPT on every iPhone to collect and analyze all the data of yours that's flowing through an iPhone if you're using it. We did a side-by-side test between our phone and Google and Apple's. The Google and Apple phones seem to wake up between 2 and 3 at night, and they have this huge, like a 50 megabyte data dump that's sent out from the phone every night, sending off your preferences, everything you've done that day. Average kid in America, by the time they reach the age of 13, has had 72 million data points collected on them by big tech.
Wow.
Using that advertising ID.
Wow.
Each Google or Apple phone has like a 32-digit advertising ID. It's a code. Someone could call it the mark of the beast that follows that device around everywhere. And that's how the tech companies track where that device goes to figure out proximity for advertising, sales, and who you're interacting with in your schedule. So again, we did Unplugged as a way for people to still communicate in the world, but not be giving off all their digital data to big tech, to people that really don't like them. Some people are sheep and they want to live like sheep and be treated like sheep. And not everyone is a sheep.
You should drink a gallon of water a day. Now, since you don't drink water, do you drink a gallon of fruit water a day?
No, why would I do that? Your body already is made of 78 to 80% water. And edemia is when your body starts retaining water because the cells cannot hold it anymore because you're drowning the cells. When you look at a cell, your cell have a water, potassium, and salt ratio. The moment that ratio go out and your acids start being pushed from the cells, what's going to happen is the body have to compensate from that acid being pushed out of the cells because the acid is already slightly acidic on a 6.4 potential hydrogen. So the more water you drink, the more it literally dehydrate the body. You can literally drown yourself. It's different. You can look this stuff up where people have drowned themselves by drinking so much water every single day. And not only that, water is a natural universal solvent. It purifies and cleanses the cells. So you rinsing all of your electrolytes out of your body by drinking too much water. Not only that, you drown in the cells, you pushing potassium monophosphate out of the cells. Not only that, you pushing sulfur out of the cells, you pushing minerals like magnesium out of the cells, and then your body create pockets to hold this water to keep most of the cellular integrity together for you won't drown and die. So then you start seeing people get swelling of the ankles, swelling of the foot, swelling of the legs, swelling of the arms, and then you push on it, it's very edemic. We work with a lot of clients. You can put your thumb and your finger inside their skin and then make an imprint. Or
You're never too old to learn. And I'm being honest, it's the first time a year that you can drown yourself for drinking too much water or any type of liquid. It's the first time, being honest here.
More than 1/4 of a vial of blood out of your body. When you go get to these blood tests and they start taking like a pint or multiple vials of blood out of your body, this is not a good idea. It's actually harming you because your immune system
They don't just pull your teeth. They keep them. And it's not for medical waste. It's for something way deeper. Melanin isn't just in your skin. It's in your bones, your organs, and yes, your teeth. Your teeth holds what's called melanin-rich dentin, a powerful conductor of energy and memory. Why do you think your teeth are connected to your head? This is why ancient tribes consider teeth sacred. They knew your teeth stored not just DNA, but spiritual coding. So why do dentists keep them? Because they know the power within them. Extracted teeth get disposed of? No, they get studied, harvested, and in some cases, sold. They extract more than just a tooth. They extract ancestral data. They take what carries your unique genetic frequency and remove it from your possession. Think about it. Why do you think that root canals are so pushed? Why do they want to pull rather than heal? Because your body regenerates. Your teeth can actually heal themselves if given the right minerals and environment. But they don't teach you that. Everything about you, your melanin, your DNA, your frequency, is priceless. But you were taught to see yourself as ordinary. Nah, gods and goddesses. It's time to claim what's ours.
One of the first original public clones was Michael Jackson.
What?
Yes. So if you take a look at Michael Jackson, right? Oh, he had plastic surgery. This is why they're making plastic surgery really popular, quote unquote, because they can basically deduce, oh, the celebrity had plastic surgery. It's not a clone, it's plastic surgery. That's why they look different, right? So Michael Jackson was their first sort of test run for cloning. And specifically the reason why they replaced him with a clone was because he was saying too much.
He was, right?
He was against the system. He was talking, out of bounds, quote unquote, because they couldn't control him anymore. And he wanted to wake people up. So they kicked him off. They replaced him with a clone. And that's why his skin got whiter. That's why his face got more gaunt.
About 60% of the country has it. It's the cat parasite you get from cats. It's a parasite that makes its way into the body and then eventually makes its way into your brain. Once it's in the body, it's called toxoplasmosis. And this parasite is so intelligent, they know how to survive. They know how to build and burrow into the body, into the parts of the body that get no white blood cells. Super intelligent. They send signals to the nervous system, to different parts of the impulse control to release ghrelin hormone or hunger hormone that starve you of glucose, so you're just craving sugar and craving sweets. This then leads to depression, highs and lows, irregular heartbeat, muscle twitching, brittle hair, dry skin, psoriasis, unregulated sleep cycles. This is how these devastation things happen. So the cat parasite, the rat gets it. It programs the rat to chase the cat. Wow. So the cat eats the rat and goes back into the host. This isn't some sci-fi movie. This is a real deal.
Okay, can you tell me why they're spending so much money to try and block out the sun? Is it really about climate change? And what's the deal with chemtrails?
It's not really about climate change. That's the story they use to justify it. The truth is, the sun is doing something they can't control. It's sending waves of energy, solar flares, light codes that are waking people up. Activating DNA, breaking illusions. And when people start to really wake up, the systems built on control, fear, and manipulation start to crack. So they spray the skies. They talk about blocking sunlight to cool the planet. But it's not just about temperature. It's about dimming the frequencies that help people remember who they are. Chemtrails aren't just vapor. They're loaded with particles that reflect light and mess with energetic flow. They dull the connection between humans and source, between Earth and her grid. They say it's for protection, but they never say who they're protecting. because it's not you.
Who are they protecting?
They're protecting the system, the power structures built on hierarchy, control, and disconnection. The ones who've shaped history, rewritten truth, and fed off fear for generations. They know that when people reconnect to source, when they feel the sun, the earth, their own soul, those structures collapse. People stop obeying, stop consuming, start remembering. So they protect the illusion, the veil, the matrix, because once too many people see through it, it's game over for them.
Who is they and who is them?
They and them aren't just one group, it's layers. At the top are ancient bloodlines and elite families that have controlled wealth, land, and influence for centuries. Hidden hands behind governments, corporations, and media. They pass power down quietly behind the scenes while making it look like democracy or progress on the surface. Then there are secret societies, some of them keepers of real knowledge, others twisted it for control. They understood vibration, sacred geometry, the sun, the stars, but instead of sharing it, they hid it. And above that, some say it's non-human entities, energies or beings that don't operate the way we do. Not all physical, some are parasitic in nature, feeding off low vibrations like fear, division, and chaos. But not all of them are evil. Some were just born into it. Some believe they're doing the right thing. The real enemy isn't a person, it's the distortion that's infected the system. And the only way to break it is to see it clearly and refuse to feed it. You already are.
Guys, check this out.
So there are about 110 million Americans who have not chosen to do the Real ID, and all 110 of them and everybody else should choose never to do the Real ID. If you already have one, if you've got a gold star on, go and get a standardized driver's license. If you're afraid of flying, go get your passport. But do not take the Real ID. Because the whole idea here, the state of Pennsylvania asked Trump to shut down this program. Yep. They called it a usurpation of states' rights. Yep. The federal government has taken over driving and identification over the entire country. And they're going to take all of your primary identification documents and keep them for themselves. You're going to have to give them your social security number, your birth certificate, and your marriage certificate, and they will hold them. They've never had them before. You are essentially recertifying yourself as an American, and then they want to put this and digitize it, put it on your phone, and be able to shut down your access anytime you do something they don't like. This is not a simple ID card, and this is probably going to move into the global UN identification system that the UN wants to create for the entire world. This is your opportunity to shut this down.
People, we need to fight, and let this not come to fruition because it's going to be bad.
I am livid. If you didn't see it, I'm still going to show what I did here. My child tested positive for lead in her system, and I took a lead test, one of these little swabs, and I tested a bunch of Cheerios. And the Cheerios, as you can see, popped pink. Pink means lead detected. So I don't know why they would take that video down for misinformation when clearly I'm showing the facts right on the screen. I'm just so sick of just because we're spreading awareness and we're spreading truth, they're not going to let us talk about it. That's great. Throw out your fucking Cheerios and stop giving them to your kids because apparently they have lead in them.
Did you know snow was created by HAARP as well? Yes, snow is man-made because they know that we can't take negative weather.
The primary seeding agent in this is silver iodide. Silver iodide is a simple compound. It's polar in nature like water, so there's chemical properties that help attract water molecules to silver iodide.
He said chemical properties. They add chemical to these clouds.
It's also structured molecularly similar to ice. So it helps generate or helps spawn the generation of ice buildup, and then that becomes a hailstone or a snowflake that falls here primarily as rain.
If you've ever wondered how mud could completely cover and erase the whole entire earth, then watch this video. Of course, you should know by now that all over the world we see the same thing, stories of building under the dirt. And I hear the same question all the time. How is that possible? How could all that mud come randomly and erase everything? I'll show you in 1 second. But just so we're aware, it wasn't just mud. It was crazy earthquakes happening all over the earth, like San Francisco when it was wiped off the map. A very fervent heat, wonder where it came from, and again, earthquakes, just destroying everything. Even melting Egyptian statues. That fire had to have been awfully hot to straight up melt granite and other types of rock. But we're not talking about this part of the Earth's destruction. How could mud bury everything? Do you know how fast, how crazy, how violent mudslides can be? This was in California in 2022. Like, if that went on for like another hour or two, everything would be covered. It would only take 1 split second for everything to change, and just a few generations for everybody to forget what had just happened. And it's about that time again. Hold
The
up,
hell is
human
that?
remains found just a block away from Taylor Swift's secluded mansion, literally out in the middle of nowhere in Rhode Island? Really? Be right back.
Human remains were found right down the road from Taylor Swift's Rhode Island mansion as fears that a New England serial killer is on the loose.
This story is so eerie and wild and honestly shocking. Human remains were found in the Watch Hill neighborhood of Westerly, which is where Taylor Swift's Rhode Island mansion is located. Police were called to respond to reports of what someone suspected were human remains. They arrived and discovered what appeared to be a human leg bone.
And only the leg bone was left? What happened to the rest of the body? Again, like a block from her house, at the peak of Rhode Island, secluded in the middle of nowhere. This happened to be right by Taylor's house. I'm sure all the stuff in the background has nothing at all to do with the story. Really doesn't, just, you know. But let me ask a reasonable question. Who's all going down here besides Taylor? Wouldn't it be like off limits? And I'm just saying, this kind of looks like that kind of house. I wonder who the culprit could be. Completely irrelevant, have y'all seen where she was wearing a snake and doing a photo shoot making fun of the forbidden fruit? Or right here where she was dressed up as a high priest. I'm not gonna say what kind of high priest, but I'll tell you it does have something to do with the background. And completely irrelevant, just a question, I wonder what kind of practices would cause someone to get possessed. Pretty crazy stuff though, let me know what you think below.
I think we all kind of know that Taylor Swift is a high priestess in the occult society. I'm not saying that those bones and stuff that they found, that she did it or she's part of it, but her type of lifestyle and the occult and the stuff that she does, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm telling you now, I talked about this before. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Donald Trump is going to make it safe for America to deport black felons into other countries. He's doing it right now. They are tired of incarcerating black people. They want to deport black people. I'm not talking about our African and Caribbean immigrant brothers and sisters. I'm not talking about our British and Canadian brothers and sisters. I'm not talking about our Central and South American brothers and sisters. I'm talking about homegrown, born in America Africans. They want to create a situation, Art, where they can deport black people. Why? Because they're running out of white people. And that's why Donald Trump has this new baby initiative where he wants to pay white women $5,000 and give them some tax breaks if they will reproduce, if they will procreate. So the way they want to make America great again is to make America white again, find a loophole in the law or create a new law that allows you to deport American Africans, pay white women to have more white Americans, and that way America can be white and great again.
If I'm a monkey's uncle, why do we stop?
No, listen. Only a certain group of people come from monkeys.
Which ones? The black ones?
You. A lot of people know. They're going to say me, but you. Because they made you, when they made you from that. But me, no. Me, no. They made you from that, and you was kind of like pale coming from that. And the mountains over there was kind of like snow. But you guys can fight real good.
Yes.
I was talking about y'all can take over some shit. And then y'all can take a lot of history and replace it. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that guy.
This is why they don't want us talking to ravens and crows. Watch this. That bird's speaking to this person. That bird just said, hey.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. Good boy. What's up, buddy? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, I know, right? I know.
That's insane.
You all right, Mom? Are you all right? You all right? I'm all right. I'm all right.
Ravens and crows might be up there with dolphins. Like, if humans weren't around, they might legit take over the world. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
Man, ravens and crows are clever, eh?
They got her. I bet you guys won't guess who this is. Actually, I bet you will guess that it's Kim, like I did. But it's not. It's Kim's almost 70-year-old mother, Kris Jenner. Something's going on here. This picture is from 2020. Today? How? I want to know how. Let's look at some side-by-side so you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing here. I'm kind of getting death becomes her vibes.
How?
Because how in 5 years did you age almost a decade backwards? Kris Jenner in 2022. It's like every year she's getting younger. To me, she literally looks like Kim now. It's just, how is nobody talking about this? First it was Martha Stewart, and now it's Kris Jenner. Is there something in the water? I would really, really like to know their secret to aging backwards. Come on, give me all your excuses in the comments section for how it is humanly possible for these celebrities to be aging backwards. Because honestly, for me, going from this to this is literally insanity.
If any of you know any details about that, please tell me. Because I did some research on it and I kind of found something, but it's not really. I don't know if that's it. But you guys know about that red thing they drink. It ends with chrome, you know. Don't know if that's part of it. But what do you guys know about it? Because I would really like to know how the hell are they doing that? That's just not normal.
In this unremarkable lid in Russia, it is the world's deepest hole in the ground, and its depth is 12,262 meters. It is even deeper than the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean, which is 10,994 meters deep. In 1984, the Russians began drilling the earth at a secret site called the Super Deep Kola Well. But the most terrible thing began to happen when the drill was at a depth of 12,262 meters. The whole point is that at this depth, this strange, scary sound was recorded. And many believe that Russian geologists literally drilled the earth to hell. According to official data, drilling was stopped allegedly because of the breakage of the drill at a depth of 12 kilometers. But according to unofficial data, geologists are very frightened of the fact that they got to hell. The most interesting thing is that the same sound was recorded recently in this place that resembles a passage to hell. This place is located in the United States, on the site of the city of Centralia, which has been engulfed by an underground fire since 1962nd year.
Watch what this woman has to say.
I didn't see a ship 19 miles away. I saw a ship that was so close, and they said at the time it was less than 9 miles away. Now they're trying to say it was 19. I saw it. You know, it wasn't just lights on the horizon. You could see it was a ship. And I saw our rockets being fired, which that ship must have seen. This inquiry says that they did see it, but they didn't think it was a portent of danger. But I would have thought in the middle of the Atlantic, in the middle of the night, rockets must be in trouble. The whole thing was a tribute to man's arrogance. That man can be so arrogant as to build something and claim that it is undestroyable, if you like. It's the most arrogant. And as I say, all these years later, this interest is profound. And it's because there was no need for anyone to die. No one should have died. Had she had enough lifeboats with 2.5 hours and a very smooth sea, nobody would have died. And one life is worth more than a short train. That is what I saw. That is what I remember.
Don't watch the Oscars this year. Something seriously unsettling is brewing behind the scenes of the 2025 Oscars. Let me tell you, this year is going to be different. First off, they picked Conan O'Brien as the host, which is already a surprising choice, but that's just the beginning. Strangely, all live performances of the nominated songs have been cancelled. Officially, they say it's to honor the work of Los Angeles firefighters during the recent wildfire, but that doesn't make sense, especially when you know that fire was hiding a dark truth. Then there's Emilia Perez, scoring 13 nominations, a record for a non-English film. Plus, Carla Sofia Gascon becomes the first transgender actress ever nominated. But word on the street is that this is just a distraction to cover up something bigger. Some are whispering about hidden rituals and forbidden symbols secretly embedded in certain movie scenes. Those in the know already have a clue about what's going to happen by the end of the night. This year, the Oscars might just be a stage to conceal something way more sinister. So, on March 3rd, look past the glitz and the rehearsed speeches. What you see is only the surface. But don't forget to drop a comment with your thoughts on what this ceremony might be hiding. Just be careful, the truth might shock you.
She knew her time was up when her name was called. Watch this.
And the Grammy goes to Amy Winehouse.
This is Martin Luther King in the club, getting dubbed. With a bad bitch in his hand, and she down for whatever. In the back of his mind is Coretta, and she knows. She knows, and I know she knows, and I know she knows. Deep down she knows. She knows.
In that world, fame always comes with a price.
And did you guys see the fear in her eyes? You could see, she knew it was her time. It was her time for the sacrifice to happen. That wasn't a look of excitement or, oh wow, I won. No, that was a look of fear. Knowing they called her name, knowing that she was selected for the sacrifice. Because just after that, what happened? She's gone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember, like and subscribe. Let's keep this channel going. Love and peace.